So just one more match on quarterfinals day here at the Istora Stadium in Jakarta. Indonesian Open, the third premier Super Series event of the awesome BWF World Super Series. Only remaining match is women's singles. Former world #1, former All-England champion Wang Yihan. There's Juliane Schenk on the left, and Juliane Bonaparte on the right, with one of their coaches, Vimal Kumar. Well, we've seen upsets galore in the women's singles. Round 1. The winner from last week, Wang Yihan, #2 seed, lost out to the 16-year-old from Taipei, Tai Si Ying. And then yesterday, an absolute sensation, because the world #1, Wang Yihan, the #1 seed, lost out to Chen Xiaoqie of Taipei. I can also tell you that Indonesia's qualifier in the women's singles, Adrianti Ferdasari, who was in the quarterfinal against #6 seed Yang Zhao. She's literally just lost that encounter. Thrilling match it was too, 25-23, 21-14 in 44 minutes of play. So it is the winner of this match, and making her way onto court is Juliane Schenk of Germany. And here's the former world #1, Wang Yihan. Well, more surprises in the women's singles event here, I think, than most other events.
Yes, it's been... It's often the way, isn't it, when there's an upset early on in the tournament, the other seeds tend to get a bit more tense, you know, and this hall is traditionally a hall that you get surprising results. It's a little bit quick, there's quite a big pronounced drift in the hall. It's a very loud hall, it's certainly the loudest hall on the circuit, so if there's going to be upsets, it's going to be here. But as I say, particularly in the Chinese camp, if one of them loses early, very often another one will lose early as well, and that's what's happened this week.
Well, Wang Yihan is a player that's been under enormous pressure, because last year, after losing in the last 16 of the World Championships when she was the #1 seed, she also lost in the final of the Uber Cup final when China were playing against Korea. She lost first singles to Bei Seong-hee, and Wang Yihan was dropped from the China team of 4 singles players selected to go to the Asian Games in Guangzhou at the end of last year. She was told by head coach, you've got to prove yourself again. So, given what's happened to the #1 and 2 seeds from China, an awful lot of pressure on Wang Yihan in this match, because I can assure you, Juliane Schenk from Germany is a class player. 28-year-old from Krefeld. Never previously got beyond the second round of this particular event, the Indonesian Open. 2 years ago, she lost in the second round to Saina Nehwal, 21-19 in the third game, and of course Saina Nehwal went on to take the title, which she retained last year. Juliane Schenk up 1 place in the world rankings, but let's first of all look at Wang Yihan, #3 seed, #3 in the world ranking, and a good win-loss record for the year. That translates into 2 titles, Korean and the Asian Badminton Championships, and final in Malaysia as well. And she's had her 2 matches in 2 straight games. I have to say, against Yip Hui Yin, she was well down in the first. 15-19 down. She saved 4 game points before winning that 23-21. And it's interesting that both of her previous matches, close opening games, and then very easy in the second. Well, Juliane Schenk, not seeded, but number 10 in the world ranking. And she caused an absolute sensation at the Sudirman Cup, beating the world number 1, Wang Yihan, in 2 straight games. And she's had a tough old battle in the first round against the number 5 seed, Bae Young-ju, the left-hander from Korea. Incidentally, both her opponents left-handers. It's not often that she'll have had back-to-back matches against lefties. Hour and 6 minutes for that first match. Pretty comprehensive match yesterday, though, against Sato of Japan, 11-11. So this the 4th meeting between the 2 players. The last meeting won by Wang Yihan. Semi-final of the Macau Open, won in 2 straight games, as you can see, but very close, 23-21, 21-7. Seems to be a theme, actually, with Wang Yihan. Close opening games and then really powers through the second. She's done that so far in this tournament. So the number 3 seed, Wang Yihan from China, only making her 2nd appearance here at the Indonesian Open. Played 2 years ago, she was the number 2 seed. She lost in the quarter-final to Lu Lan.
Love.
Yeah, good shot from Juliane Schenk. And of course, Ian, we should remember that on the head-to-heads 2-1, which obviously means that Juliane Schenk has won one of their previous meetings. And that was in the last 16 of the 2009 World Championships, when, of course, Wang Yihan was expected to do well. She was, of course, the All-England champion. And that was perhaps the first sign of her really feeling the pressure of the burden of expectation.
3-1.
Yeah, she certainly went through a patch where she got to number 1 in the world very, very quickly, maybe too quickly, and really struggled to deal with the pressure of being up there, I think. And culminated in her being dropped from the Asian Championships for the China team. But she seems to be coming back more steadily this time. She's taken a bit of time to get back up, get her ranking back up there. And very often, hopefully she will have learned. Hope she will have learned from that process. She looks a little bit more solid to me mentally, but the big test is yet to come later in this year, I guess.
Yes, absolutely. I mean, she was world number 1 for almost a year, between October 2009 and September 2010. There's no doubting her ability on court. It's whether nerves get the better of her or not. And I have to say, last week in Singapore, when she lost in the quarter-final to Yao Ji, who now represents the Netherlands, I thought she was looking desperately nervous in that. It was also very noticeable to me that during the semi-finals and finals in Singapore, Wang Yihan was sitting just behind my commentary position. She had her own little video camera going. She was taking her own notes, not relying on coaches to tell her how to beat teammates or other international players. She was really studying the game herself, and I'll tell you who that reminded me of, and that's the women's singles coach, current Olympic champion. Just saw her in the background there, Zhang Ning. Zhang Ning always took personal responsibility.
Yeah. I think there's no doubt in Wang Yihan is probably the best athlete. She's got a great technique. She's a really super athlete, great agility, good pace around the court. But as you say, there's a little bit of scarring there from a time when she was at the top and missed out on the big medals. So there's obviously still some doubts in her mind, but she's still a very young athlete, and I think we have to bear that in mind.
Yeah, you know, only 23 years of age.
You know, she could be around for a long time. When you look at Zhang Ning's best results, they came quite late on in her career, really. I'm sure if China persevere with her, that she can get there, because she's a fantastic athlete, this girl.
That's a super shot. Well, what about this lady's qualities? She's a great athlete too.
She is. She's a fantastic athlete. And what Wang Yihan lacks in mental strength, Juliane Schenk, that's her strength of her game, I think. She really is a tough competitor. She's really learned. She's come up the hard way. She's come up through the European circuit. She's worked her way up to Super Series level. Her progress has been a slow, steady one. And now she's got there. She's relishing the opportunities that she's got to play the top players in the world, and she's had some super wins in the last 6 months.
Yeah, she certainly has. None better than that performance in the Sudirman Cup. Playing a Chinese player on home turf is always difficult when you dispose of the world #1 in 2 straight games. 21-19, 21-16. You've got to be a class act to do that. 16 career titles for Juliane Schenk, but never a Super Series. And so she didn't reach the final of the Super Series finals of 2009 in Johor Bahru. Lost out in the final to Wong Mu-Chu, who's since retired, the Malaysian player.
Yeah, I think over the last 12 months, Juliane's had some great results in Super Series, but her style of play dictates that when she has the big wins, they're very, very physical.
Yes.
She wins the very physical events, and it's very, very difficult to go through a whole week with it putting in the amount of physical effort she has to do to beat the top players. And that probably accounts for the fact she's yet to actually win a tournament.
Oh yeah, good skill.
Yeah, good rally, and that's something we've seen from Juliane over the last couple of years. She's really developed more variety from the rear court. There we saw a lovely little straight reverse slice from the rear court. We're going to see it. It's lovely. You see it wrong foot, Wang Yihan. She has to take it so late, off balance, and Juliane finds the space. Good play. Trying to win the point with one shot. It's the combination there.
9-8.
Oh, it's long off the back line. Taken with the drift.
Service over. 9-all.
As is often the way in this stadium, as the day goes on, the hall gets a little bit quicker.
9.
Both of these girls struggling to find a good length at the moment. Both hitting out of the rear court. All playing very, very quick, and there's another example. That's a late backhand she's had to take there, and she's hit it way out of the back of the court.
10 all.
There's Zhang Ling on the right. Yeah, won her Olympic titles at the age of 28 and 32. That's a very good point you make about the fact that Wang Yihan, such a great athlete, like her coach, could keep going for many a year.
Yeah, and there's an example there, I think, that China persevered with Zhang Nan early on. She wasn't the best of the group, I don't think, in her early 20s.
No, in fact, she didn't even get selected for World Championships.
No, and yet they saw something in her and persevered with her. And I think over the last 4 or 5 years, they've chopped and changed an awful lot. They've had a lot of young players get up to the top of the world rankings. Zhu Lin, Lu Lan, Wang Lin. And they've not really persevered with them. They've had a couple of bad results. They've struggled to deal with being world number 1, and they've dropped them. And that's not always the best thing for their confidence, I don't think.
No.
And I certainly feel this girl's one they should be persevering with, because she's got such quality.
Yeah, I concur with that.
11 10 3.
Oh, it's landed on the line.
Service over. 11 all. Service over. 12 11.
Ambitious shot to try.
Service over. 12 all.
Good shot, good hold, and managed to control the length this time.
Over. 13.
Didn't hit it too hard.
It's a good rally. Oh. Well, it was definitely the right shot to try. There's a big gap.
14 12.
Yeah, that's what Juliane brings to her matches. Really consistent there, playing with good margins, didn't look for the line, prepared to play with patience, and eventually getting the mistake from her opponent.
Super.
That's good again, very, very solid play.
15 12. Service over. 13 15.
A little concerned at the moment with the Chinese coaches. Oh, that's a good shot. Yeah, set up the rally. Flat push deep into the Schenk forehand
14,
corner.
15.
Just long.
Service over. 16, 14.
Very good judgment.
Yeah, again, Wang Yihan looking for that quick push into the rear court, trying to get the shuttle in behind her opponent. And this time just overdoing it. Same tactic. Quick push into the deep backhand corner.
Service over. 15, 16.
Yeah, same tactic again. It's tactic beginning to emerge here. Wang Yihan trying to push quickly into that deep backhand corner of Juliane Schenk to create space.
Back level. 16 all. This time Schenk trying to take that fast shot down her backhand side
16.
with the forehand action and making the error. Oh, that's very well taken.
Yeah, that's good. Much more comfortable at that forehand wing there.
17.
Very quick to see that the trajectory was a little bit too flat. Got up very quickly for the interception. Just a little bit too flat. Let Schenk take it early. Out of position in defence.
Oh my goodness. She did so well to control that net shot to
18,
Juliane Schenk.
17.
She took it centimetres off the floor. Extraordinary. Pushed it long. And now just 2 points away from this opening
19,
game.
17.
On a run of 3 straight points. Oh, it's delightful. Absolutely wonderful. Didn't take it that early, but still had the control to play the cross-court net shot.
Yeah, good skill, good racket work. Changing the direction at the very last moment. And great control, as we can see there.
This is a very good rally. Yeah. Both players being pushed to all four corners of the court by the other.
19 all.
Yeah, good rallying in the end. Schenk just trying the little deception. It's a little bit too far from the net, really, for that to be a good percentage option.
All level once again. And good pressure play, good positive play from
20.
Wang Yihan.
Game point. 19.
She's earned herself a game point. Oh yeah, but that's well saved. Goodness me.
Service over.
20 all.
20 all.
Yeah, that's a good shot, just guided it down the line. It wasn't, really call it a full smash. Very controlled. Read the play very well. She was ready for that push to the backhand corner.
Oh, good backhand. Oh my goodness me. Terrific commitment from both players.
Service over. 21.
Schenk
20.
had a little look towards the line. She thought it was going out, realised she had to play it. But by then she was in all sorts of trouble.
Just paid for that hesitation there. The old rule applies: if you think it's out, hit it. If you know it's out, leave it.
Second game point opportunity for Wang Yihan. And the second time it's been very well saved by Juliane Schenk.
Yeah, good play, really good play there. Good match play, and that's what we were saying earlier on at the beginning of this game, Jill. This girl's a really good competitor. When the pressure's on, she likes these pressure situations, she thrives in them.
Well, the battle for dominance at the front, the net play.
Service over.
Very good net
22,
exchange. That was
21.
desperately close. How tight that is. That's incredible.
Almost like a men's singles rally there.
Yeah. Game point opportunity number 3. And this time she converts. Obviously delighted to secure that opening game.
23-21.
23-21 confirms the umpire. My goodness, she had to fight hard for that. Converted on a third game point opportunity. 21 minutes for 23-21.
Well, will the pattern continue, Jill? Again, a close first set for Wang Yihan, as in her previous 2 matches here. Forced to go to extra points at 20 all, and again she's come through that tight first game. So far this week she's taken confidence from those situations and turned it on in the second. And there's the stats. Look at how even those stats are. I guess you'd expect that with a scoreline like that, but absolutely nothing to choose between the 2 players.
Except the serving.
Except service, yeah.
Juliane Schenk, all of her serves low. And Wang Yihan, all of her serves high. Well, that is very interesting indeed. With the change of ends, whether Wang Yihan will want to continue serving high.
Yeah, it's certainly more difficult to control from this end. The other thing is she had a lot of success in that first game, pushing quickly to the rear corners, and that'll be more difficult to control from this end as well.
Yep.
She really tried to build by using fast flicks off the net to the rear court.
Second game.
All week that's been very difficult to do from this side.
Play.
What a backhand. Oh, you were talking about good technique, good awareness. I mean, the thing that immediately stands out with me is her athletic ability, but I think that sort of detracts from noticing what good racket skill she's got as well.
Yeah, she's a very, very good technician.
And a year, 2 years ago, 2009, was in 8 finals, winning 7 of them. I mean, she really was very, very dominant, wasn't she? And then last year, 2010, just the 3 finals. It's going to go out.
That is over. 2-1.
Yeah, Schenk just a little off balance there with a little deception from her opponent, just losing control. That's good. Saw that Wang Yihan was turning to take it late in the rear court, brought her base forward, took the shuttle very early, used the space. Good pressure again up that forehand wing of Schenk. She's very quick to get up early and intercept anything that's a little bit too flat or short.
Well, that's just incredible movement backward in court, isn't it?
Service over.
So quick, so fluent to get behind the shuttle there.
That's good judgment.
It's good agility from Schenk, but she's responding at the moment. She can't get the initiative in these points. She's running, she's getting the shuttle back, but at the moment it's Wang Yihan that's dictating the tempo and the type of rally that's being played. It's a miss hit.
Yeah, Claire only went half court.
5-3. Service over.
Schenk's work rate there, eventually winning the day, but As I say, she's really following the play at the moment, not really dictating the rallies. That might have been going out, Jill. What did you think?
I thought it was definitely going out.
6.
Problem is when you're in the heat of contest, you know, and something's pushed it you flat like that, you react to it, you know you can get it. Oh, that's found the line. That's very good indeed.
Yeah, problem started there for Wang Yihan, serving high. It's difficult to control from this end and very tentative. That was very short. Schenk taking it early, putting the smash in and getting forward behind it. Nice change of direction, using the two wings there to win the point, using good width on the court.
Oh, she was so fast forward. Had so many options that Wang Yihan backed off the net herself. Left herself vulnerable.
Wang Yihan, though, playing net here in the first game, she's able to punch that in behind Schenk to the rear court. The second game, because she's playing from the quicker end, she's having to use a little bit more net, and that created the opportunity for Schenk. She'll be disappointed with that one. That's a favourite forehand interception that she's missed there.
6.
No, overdone it.
8. 6.
A lot of energy with that jump smash to make the error. But it is very much her style, very physical game, as you were saying earlier, Ian. Oh, that is just incredible. What a super shot from Wang Yihan.
9. 6.
And short the service. Schenk eventually getting through, but
Service over. 7.
high short
9.
service that gave her the opportunity to take the initiative in the point, which she's been struggling to get that initiative in this second game.
Service over. 10. 7.
Pushed it wide.
Yeah, playing from this quicker end, it's noticeable.
8. 10.
Wang's just lost confidence with these rear court pushes and clears. She didn't really hit through that shuttle positively there. She sort of pushed it out to the side.
That time the push did work,
8.
and she was just waiting at the net for the backhand reply. Stepped into it, thumped it into the midriff of Juliane Schenk. So to the mid-game interval with a 3-point advantage. They won the first.
I think Zhang Ning here really urging the player to stay positive, pushing the shuttle firmly, don't go too passive.
Got 1, 20 seconds. Got 1, 20 seconds.
Yeah, I think the German coach there, I think Jakob there, just saying, just try and get the shuttle in behind her and bring your base forward, trying to create some pressure, try and make her hit hard and hit out to the back of the court. Don't give her space in the forecourt when you make her late in the rear court.
Well, there, the strapping on Wang Yihan's knee. Well, she was very alarmed about the damage she'd done to her knee when she was playing in a China League match. Got carted off to hospital. I think part of the fear was because of this very serious knee injury to her teammate Wang Lin. Wang Lin, of course, the reigning world champion. And at the first event after winning the gold medal in those world championships, the China Masters, had a horrific knee injury.
Yeah, there she's tried to be more positive as the coach demanded, but that's the danger from this end, just pushed it out to the rear of the court. That's a good net from Schenk. Gets all off balance there, jumping and then trying to play the check smash.
12, 10.
Yes, and from that position you could see from where her feet were when she was jumping, the lift was nowhere near the back of the court. She had so many options.
The drift just taking effect there when you play that high clear close to the line. There's still that left to right drift as we're looking at the court. It just gets hold of the shuttle, takes it wide.
Great judgment, goodness me. That can only have been won by a whisker.
10.
She didn't look very confident as it was coming down, did she? She almost had a little hit at it at the last second.
Right judgment call in the end. Oh yes. Well, very much the key for both these players, as indeed is most of the time in badminton, is taking the shuttle early. Juliane Schenk there, addressing the shuttle early on the backhand side, just guiding it down across court. Oh, just wide.
Well, noticeable Schenk's trying to be a little bit more positive since the break. Taking a little bit of a risk. First the straight attack, then the cross attack. Opened her own court up, but maybe got the reward for being that little bit more positive, trying to take the initiative. Good work rate again. Concentrating on taking the shuttle very early in the front of the court. Play with some variety, keep some pace in the game.
Well, I know from Juliane Schenk's first round match against number 5 seed Bae Young-ju, dropped the opening game very, very close in the second, an hour and 6 minutes. So we know that Schenk has got the stamina that you were making the point earlier about match after match. Such a physical style of play. She still looks full of running, doesn't she?
Yeah, she's up the tempo since the mid-game interval. Trying to take the initiative a little bit more. It's a very high tempo rally again. And she's won it again. There's good play.
14.
Good mental toughness.
Yeah, 4 straight points from 10-14 down. You know, it went through my own mind. Was Wang Yihan just beginning to impose herself on the match? And maybe sensing that that was about to happen, Juliane Schenk responds, and responds quite brilliantly, upping her tempo.
Yeah, she's really pushing as hard as she can at the moment. But although she's moving quickly and trying to play quickly around the court, she's not taking big risks still. She's not trying to hit lines. She's still giving herself a margin, trying to build the rallies and create some intensity and create the pressure on her opponent. Good match play. There we see, she's gone for the smash, but she's played it well into court, and she's got the mistake from her opponent.
14.
Good play. Nice to the net cord though.
Service over. 15 all.
See the net cord.
Aggressive play from Wang Yihan.
16-15.
Yeah, that's very good positive play. Schenk always under pressure. She's late there. And that puts her under pressure in defence. Opens up her court. Wang Yihan finding good angle and good pace with the finishing smash.
And back into the lead. Juliane Schenk guessing which side the smash was going to come. She was waiting with the forehand defence.
Yeah, she knew her own clear was a little bit short. Drifting out. She's not playing the conditions there, really.
16,
She should know by now, playing straight up that line, the shuttle's going to drift a little bit. You need to give yourself a good margin if you're going to lift to that corner.
Service over. 18-16.
Well, a worried expression on the face of Juliane Schenk.
Yeah, she was disappointed there. She was there easily. No problem. Just made a fundamental error, really.
Yeah, time is running out. Well, touched Juliane Schenk on the way through.
I'm not sure Schenk realises fault's been called yet.
Well, I'm convinced it did touch her hair.
Yeah, when it's hair like that, I'm not sure that Juliane would know.
No, exactly. So it's not as if she's trying it on.
Yeah.
Yep.
19.
Yeah, good umpiring.
16.
Yeah. 2 points away from the semi-final. Wang Yihan. Oh, that's a good shot. And that's gone long.
Service over. 17-19.
Yeah, it's that fast push into that backhand corner again, causing Schenk some problems. Doesn't either go round the head or take the backhand.
So that error from the German racket means that Wang Yihan, the number 3 seed, has 3 match points. Only needed the one. Absolutely delighted with her performance. It was always going to be a tricky match. Yeah, good sportsmanship between the two players there. Appreciating the other and appreciating the good, clean fight.
That's one by Wang Yihan, 23, 21, 21, 17. Umpire
confirms the score, 23, 21, 21, 17. Well, for Juliane Schenk, it's the best Indonesian Open she's ever had. Never previously passed the second round, so quarter-final, her best effort in this particular tournament to date. As indeed is it now for Wang Yihan, because she's only played this tournament once previously. She lost in the quarter-final. But that confirms that she will play in the semi-final tomorrow. 23, 21, 21, 17.
Stats there. Again, Wang Yihan sticking with that high service. Juliane Schenk mixing it up a little bit more in that second game. Little to choose. Wang Yihan at the end of that game did manage to find 2 or 3 really severe, punishing, winning smashes, which give her that slight advantage in overhead winners.
So that confirms that Wang Yihan will be in the semi-final tomorrow against her teammate, the number 6 seed, Zhang Yanjiao. At the moment of victory. Relief and delight from the Chinese coaches. So, of course, that is concluding our 5 matches this afternoon. We've had 1 or 2 surprises along the way as we watch the highlights from this women's singles quarter-final. It's just a delight to watch these 2 great athletes in action. So, those highlights of the women's singles, and there were many of them, but that's what we've witnessed today. It all started with the former champions, the current world champions, Kai Yun and Fu Haifeng, defeating the Koreans Ko Sung-hyun and Yu Young-sung in 2 straight games. Then, of course, the women's doubles, and disappointment for Indonesia because Gracia Poli and Johari beaten by the Danes, the unseeded combination of Christina Pedersen and Camilla Ruta-Yule, again in 2 straight games. Then it was men's singles, and once again heartache for the Indonesian fans, because the 6-time former champion, the former world and Olympic champion Taufik Hidayat, beaten by the European champion Peter Gade. Then it was the turn of the mixed doubles, and my goodness, what a match it turned out to be. We knew that Tantowi Ahmad and Liliana Natsir, the number 4 seeds, were in great form, but when they led 19-10 in the second, for it to go 24-22, winning on their 4th match point, and as we've just seen in the women's singles, it was Wang Yihan that overcame the German 23-21, 21-17. So, of course, it is semi-finals tomorrow, because that's all of our quarter-final action. We can see from the women's singles that it's an all-Chinese affair in the bottom half of the draw. We don't know whether it'll be the defending champion, Sina Nehwal, or Tina Bown, who will play against Chen Xiaoqie in the top half of the draw. That is yet to be contested on an adjoining court.